I tested Pingy for a month. They did a great job and they raised the quality of my YouTube thumbnails. And it's really clear to see. Check this out. So what's Pingy? It's a graphics company that provides 24-hour custom graphics 5 days per week. It's unlimited with some caveats that I'm going to explain later. They can do print, digital ads, UX and UI designs. There aren't any contracts or anything like that, so you're not like locked in. So you could technically check out Pingy for a month just like I did. Now, Pingy gave me a month to test the service free of charge, so I have to disclose that, of course, but all the opinions here are my own, and I have some criticisms about the service which may apply to you, so be sure to stick around for those. Here's how it works. You create design projects, and you can create as many design projects as you want on the platform. Only one project can be worked on at a time, but more on that later, and if you have more than one project, the other projects will go into a queue. So it's fairly straightforward and you can kind of load up that queue, and that's what I did. You fill out a simple form, and it's so simple that I told my VA to submit requests to watch a little short video, and I literally didn't give her any other instructions. I just wanted to test it out to see what would happen with no instructions. And you can include attachments or other details that can help the designer understand what you need and kind of what you want to emulate. You can also select the kind of files you need, like JPEGs or a certain resolution or whatever you need. And we did that. So we submitted some thumbnails that we created and that we like, and a couple specs, a couple little things that we really want to do. You can get just about any print or digital graphic you can imagine, and you can request it. So anything from advertisements to marketing materials, even logos and website and app designs can be done. The project gets assigned to a pool of designers. And if you need any changes, that's easy. You're allowed to do drafts and revisions. So typically you'll get your design back between 24 to 48 hours. You can submit as many revisions as you want until you're happy. And I usually got my drafts in about 12 hours or so, and that was kind of the very fastest. So 24 is pretty typical, but for us, because we had the queue, 12 hours happened pretty often. For my needs, I didn't need that many revisions. I'm not that picky, and I am not a graphic designer, so my critical eye for graphic design is, I'll say the bar is low. But any revisions that we had, those were mostly at the beginning to let the designer and the designers know what we wanted. Now, the changes were done very fast, always within 24 hours in my case, and usually a little tweak here, a little tweak there, things were fine. Once the design's done, you can download it and you mark it complete so that the designers can move on to your next project. So you can download all the design and source files all at once, and there's no need to wait for someone to email you or anything like that. So once you approve it and it's marked complete, you're able to get it. Who is Pingy for? And this is important because my audience is a little different than most. A lot of us are working on our side hustles. We're solo folks working on affiliate sites or some other publishing property online. And Pingy boasts on their website that they work with some really big players. So we're talking AWeber, Penn State, Lyft, Express, King's Hawaiian, right? So they make those sweet little rolls. They're so good. I like to make sliders with them, and Reebok as well. So those are huge companies, and I'm not a huge company. I'm just one dude in my home office here, and I like a lean team. In fact, I only have 2 virtual assistants that work a few hours a week. Pingy gives us some use cases for companies that will get the biggest benefit. So these are places like startups, small businesses, merch sellers, marketing teams, and agencies. So for you, my regular audience, you might identify closely with marketing teams in a bigger organization, a bigger company, or you might run an agency yourself, or you might be one of the freelancers that works at an agency. Or you could be a small business that's trying to get more organic search traffic. And if you're not my regular audience, thanks for watching this. I'm Doug, and you can check out some of the other videos. And if you like it, it'd be awesome if you subscribed. So maybe you're from a big company and you don't want to have a full-time graphics team or a graphics designer on staff. This is a great way to just get things done quickly without a lot of direction. These are pros out there, and they don't need a ton of direction. You may need something specific, but they take direction well, and they're used to making these revisions. So basically, it's any company that needs graphic design on a daily basis. I need graphics primarily for YouTube thumbnails. I publish about 1 video per day, sometimes a couple more. Now, if you sell t-shirts, you might need new designs a few times per week. Let's check out some of my thumbnails from my own hands and from my VA as well, and we'll also check out some from Pingy. You can see the Pengis are a little higher level, just a little bit cleaner, a little bit crisper. One thing we had to coach Pingy on with the revisions is bigger text. And that's my personal preference since most YouTube viewers are on a mobile device. And if you are on a mobile device, the text needs to be huge or you can't see it. So the other thing is, I don't want to have text in the bottom right because that is where the video length is overlaid on the thumbnail. So if you have text there, a YouTube viewer who's browsing the thumbnails, they may not see the text. So those are a couple little things, and just over time, those are things that I've learned. Let's get into the pros and cons of Pingy and why you may want to use Pingy or why you might not want to use Pingy. And for me personally, it didn't quite work out. But let's get into the pros. Professional level graphic designers. There's no hiring or vetting virtual assistants like if you hire directly from Upwork. Your team can create projects and requests. You don't have to do it personally. They can do it for you. You can get unlimited designs, which is also one of the cons, so we'll come back to that. You own the files and designs, and there's a 15-day money-back guarantee. It's a flat fee. There's no contracts. You could literally test it out for a month or even the 15 days to see how it goes. Here are the cons. It might be expensive on a per design basis depending on what you need. This is particular for me, so I'll explain more in a minute. As far as unlimited, it's not really unlimited. In my month of using Pingy, I was able to get about 40 projects completed. They work 24 hours a day, 5 days per week. So that's 20 days of working. Most projects were completed in about 12 plus hours during the 5 working days. So some of you are ahead of me, but even with unlimited projects, the workflow and the queuing system throttles it down. Really, that's it for the cons. If you need graphics on a regular basis, then having Pingy at your disposal is a huge advantage. You can save 15% using my affiliate link, and there's a 15-day guarantee. Me personally, I prefer in-house graphics, and here's why. In-house is much cheaper and faster for me due to the nature of graphics that I need. With Canva, my VA can do most any YouTube thumbnail I need in like 10 to 15 minutes, usually faster. With Pingy, even a simple graphic is going to take 12 to 24 hours. I'm also pretty good at hiring assistants. I've actually hired graphic designers from Upwork to create thumbnails and Pinterest graphics, and that cost me about $1 to $2 per image. Pingy might cost $10 to $11 per image, depending on the plan you're enrolled in. So if you're a bigger company, then the cost difference might not matter that much. Your clients may be picking it up, but for me, that's a big deal. That's like 10 times more expensive. But what companies would be best for Pingy? I would say for more complex graphics, a pro from Pingy makes more sense. For an agency or a marketing team with a bigger company, you have larger budgets you can work with. So give Pingy a try if you thought about outsourcing your graphic design. And here's a bonus idea. You can actually start a graphic design agency and use Pingy to do the work. Of course, you would need the skills to sell and work with clients, be an account manager, but you can do it without being a designer. You just need to be able to sell. So thanks for checking out the video. Like I said, Pingy has a 15-day trial, so there's no reason not to check it out. And you can save 15% using my affiliate link.